Hello, everyone. Welcome to the fifth episode of the Starfall Cast, and today I'm joined by Mid.
How is it going, my fellas?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
It is indeed him.
Whoever spots the reference first and puts it into the comments, I'll give you a cookie.
Mm, that will happen, definitely. He-
Yeah.
He'll um he'll fly to wherever you are, and
Yeah, it'll definitely happen, but it's obviously a joke. So,
yeah, okay. But introduce yourself.
alright, so I'm mid. Most people who are on Discord already know me, and the ones who watch my channel do as well. I have my own marble comp known as MMG. It stands for, well, Mid Marble Games, and for legal reasons, I'm not saying the full part of the first word
Is it
of the name.
mid-ocean?
it's
Mid-ocean?
it's
Mid-ocean?
mid-ash. It's mid-Asian, but
Mid.
I rather everyone just says mid-Asian, so just call me mid, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay.
And I mean, what's there to tell otherwise? I've got a cringy voice, which you are hearing right now. Um, and I'm well. How much? Yeah, I competed in the Pokemon Metronome League as well,
He
and
did do that.
yeah. But I'm not familiar with Pokemon,
Yeah.
so
But he
and
does like Snorlax a lot.
yeah, I have Snorlax as my Discord PFP, so that's something.
Yes. Anyways, time to start. Actually, how did you get into marble sports?
That's a very obligatory question. It was just in 2020. Actually, it started way before then. I was like 6 years old in 2014, where it was like M&H Racing, and then
Yeah,
I watched
same.
that video, and that's how I kind of got into it. That's how my obsession started. Then it
Yeah.
lasted for about 3 years. Then 3 years, the obsession completely went off. And then in 2020, I found a JMR video, and then I was like, hey, I had this obsession for a while, so why not watch this? It was the video of the Marble League. It was event two, I believe. Um, and then I started watching it, but then I realized like, hey, this is the second event, so I went onto the channel and I just decided to watch it in order. And then, so I started watching from the first event, and once my eye dropped on to Mellow Yellow, I became the world's biggest fan, and I still am to this day. Uh, but I didn't actually watch the entirety of it because Mellow Yellow's performance made me freaking outrageous.
Mellow Yellow in
So
2020 were a
yeah, they
thing.
they do not go together. So instead, I actually decided to watch a different Marble League. Then I watched 2017 as a whole,
Mm,
and obviously Mellow Yellow did do well in that season. So
yeah.
I was a lot more happy about that. But that's how I got into it, and I'm still a big Marble fan to this day. So
Yeah, because I discovered M&H racing in 2013, I believe. And then I watched until like 2016 when I discovered Yella's marble runs through the Hubalino tournament, as you may probably know. And
yeah,
I mean, I instantly became attached to the Ruby rollers. Why I also like the Rojo rollers. I actually I actually like the rubies more than the rojos, but you know,
oh,
I I,
uh,
I
that's a based choice. I like the ruby rollers as well.
yes, yes. Ruby rollers are probably the team I'm most attached to out of any team of all
Yeah.
time.
Ruby
Well,
rollers are pretty cool because I like rubies.
I
So
I mean, I have the cherry clouds, but ruby rollers always will always have that
Yeah.
special place.
Ruby rollers aren't really my favorite, but they're pretty cool.
Yeah, I like most of the Hubalino teams, except for the Green Gang. Yeah,
Uh,
the Green, they're pretty of a
yeah.
team.
My personal favorite Hubalino tournament team is. I'm overall not that big of a fan of any of them particularly. Like, I don't have a very close attachment, but my favorite team is probably the Blue Fastics. And you
Mm.
may be wondering why it's not Team Phoenix because they're a yellow team. It's because I discovered the Jubileena tournament way after I discovered the ML, and um, Team Phoenix just didn't really appeal to me. It was a boring name, and I really liked the Blue Fastics, so that's how they were a
If you
favorite team.
know my real name, I won't say it, but I made like
Yeah,
Team
I know
Phoenix because of
what your real name is,
yeah.
but I'm
So
not gonna say it here because it's a public YouTube video, and
mhm.
it may be slightly inappropriate. So
Yeah. Uh, Anyways, how did MMG start?
yeah, that's interesting. It's actually the start of it is pretty. It's actually a lot more wholesome than you think because it was in the JBL server,
Mhm.
which I only just barely joined in. It was like April when I joined, um, and then there were suddenly people who were making custom comps in that server, and I was like, hey, why not make one as well? So I did that, and initially I was just going to do it with the JBL teams, but in the meanwhile I was recording kind of just like a comp that was only like down to myself, and it was like I used teams that I actually made like 2 years before that, which is also why some of the MMG names are really bad, admittedly. But then I decided like, hey, why not just do that comp with those teams? Like I know they may sound bad, but surely they like at least one of them, and well, that is definitely the case.
Yeah, because it did have a long wait between when it was announced and when season one actually did start. It was actually supposed to start later, I believe, but you
Yeah,
just decided to start it.
it was supposed to start like after Spiral Series season one, but it actually started around after the season one JBL Constellation Cup. But anyway, after season one, um, which by the way, season one was entirely on Discord, and you can check it out in the JBL server, which you should totally join right now. Yeah, I'm shameless, but for real, you should. But then, like, Mr. Crystal over here,
Hi, yeah,
after
hello, that's
the
me.
after the final event, they decided to just what that like people were saying that it was the quality of a YouTube comp, and then I said like, yeah, I would have had this on YouTube, but I'm not experienced with editing, and it's pretty. You pretty much need it to be able to edit if you have your comp, if you want to have your comp on YouTube, and then uh, Mr. Crystal said like, but hey, I could edit for you. So that's how MMG
Yeah,
became a YouTube comp. Um,
yeah. MMG probably has the best piece of work I've ever done in the season three qualifiers.
yeah, but
Uh,
anyway, they
yeah,
edited the entirety of season two, but
yeah.
yeah, decided to step
Well,
down.
you know what happened.
Yeah,
We don't really.
decided to step down, and then I had to edit myself, and
Yeah.
I've actually edited every single MMG video
Mm.
to this day from season three event one on. So
Yeah. I mean,
it actually ended up turning out very well. So
yeah.
it wasn't actually that bad.
It helped you learn editing.
Yeah, yeah, and MMG is still up there in the custom comp community.
Yeah.
to this day. So
Some
and
people say like it there's a trifecta of JBL, MMG, and AL being like
yeah, that's like
close.
three comps. Like JBL made MMG and MMG kind of made AL, and that's kind of
Mm.
how that's kind of like the loop.
Though AL was probably a bit more JBL.
Yeah, that's
You know,
true.
is originally I was going to have it like all teams like completely original with like the exceptions of like the Caesars and teams like that. I was going to
Yeah.
ask people, hey, do you want to name this team? But I just ended up like using JBL and MMG teams. Well, there was only one MMG team, being the chocolate chips, mint chocolate
Yeah.
chips.
Well, now there's three though,
There's
because
three
Team Canary and
Canary
the
and the
Flying
colors.
Colors. Yeah.
Yes. So, there's that. Anyways, so what originally was your favorite MMG team?
My favorite MMG team. Uh,
Yes.
anyone who's in the MMG server knows who it is,
Yeah.
and I. This is pretty much how I felt the entire way throughout, and I still feel like it to this day. The Golden Gems are my favorite team from MMG. Um, and they're closely followed by the Flying Colors. That's also a team that I really, really like. Um, yeah, these are my definite favorites, but I like pretty much any team from MMG. We do have one very, very certain exception, but
we
that
do
certain
we talk?
team, that certain team has been snapped out of existence now, so we're not gonna talk about it. Um,
Yeah. If you're in the Discord, you probably know who it is.
yeah, yeah. Which also another reminder to join the MMG Discord server. Mm,
Oh wow, this is just.
this is very shameless. Just very
um,
shameless self promotion going on here.
I know. How has it come to this?
Guys, don't join the MMG server.
No, yeah, don't join. No, no, do.
No,
I
no. Of course, it's
well,
up to you if you want
yeah,
to join. But
yeah.
I would love it if
It's-
you did.
but if you know me, you probably know my favorite MMG team. Uh,
Yeah.
it's my favorite non-JMR team and a team that isn't mine, the Galaxy
Yeah.
Skies. Yeah.
Yeah, it's this guys. And actually, fun fact that they actually managed to qualify for MMG Season 4
They
after
did. Yeah.
yeah, after missing out for 2 seasons straight. So that's pretty interesting.
hmm And funny, we should talk about them. This is the fifth episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fifth episode, and they got fifth in last season's B League.
They really are just Team
And they're
Galactic
yeah,
2.0.
they're just Team Galactic, and they're also yeah very loosely based off of Team Galactic. So
Mm-hmm.
that's quite ironic, if you
Yeah.
ask me.
Okay. So next, what are some of your favorite moments from MMG?
My favorite moments. Right, well, one of them has to be the season 3 final with the Mud Puddles taking silver to just steal the podium from the Sneaky Sinkers away. Like,
Mm.
the Mud Puddles got silver and the Sneaky Sinkers got last, and the Mud Puddles had to get top 2 of the podium. And they actually managed to pull it off, so that was pretty freaking sick. Um,
And then the Sinkers,
and
uh,
it actually ended up being a super effective hit on the Sinkers because they failed to qualify very miserably for season 4.
they were probably just
They were the
shell
worst.
shocked.
Yeah, they were the worst team in the qualifiers.
Mm.
So it actually, so they Mud Puddle's son Klein definitely uh, took a big hit on the sinkers because if they did just a little better, they would have gone top three in that event.
You know,
No, well, not in the event, but like top three
yeah,
overall,
yeah,
and they would have automatically qualified for Senior Four. But
mhm,
it was not to be.
yeah,
And another one of my favorite moments is in season two, the very final with the Camo Chameleons and the Tomato Torpedoes,
mm,
because the Tomato Torpedoes very nearly ended up denying the Chameleons, who
y-
were leading for pretty much the entire season.
yeah,
But they were both in the top three, but the Chameleons finished ahead of the Torpedoes.
mhm.
So they did end up winning overall.
You know what's the best moment? Team Blueberry, just Team
Yeah,
Blueberry.
the entirety of Team Blueberry. Team Blueberry is ultimately the reason MMG is a well known comp because they're the very worst team in the entirety of Marble Earth. Like,
Mm,
Team Blueberry are so bad they make the solar flares look like savage speeders.
I mean, yeah. At least the speeding trains can win friendlies.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, that
Every other team has at least one thing
yeah.
redeeming about them. Team Blueberry legit does not even have a freaking medal.
They average less than a point per event in the Season 2
Yeah.
B League.
I nearly said the F word, but I know it's like it's supposed to be like a family friendly podcast, so I just
Well,
had to
it's
hold off on
supposed to be. Yeah.
that. Yeah, but I mean, a swear is inevitable here and there, so
Hmm.
like, but I'll keep my mouth shut today with the swears.
Yes. Shush, mate. You need to shush. Don't be doing any criminal activity like Biscuit.
Ah, yes.
You know. So, anyways, how did you find the Metronome League?
Well, um, it's not really like finding it. I just kind of I got into there was like a ping on the JBL server, and that was like a big explanation. But I felt like in the previous, like in season zero of the Metronome
Mm,
League,
yes.
there was actually a lot of people competing. Even Lapis competed in it.
And Lapis doesn't
Um,
even know Pokemon at all.
yeah, and then I was like yeah, every committee member, well, outside of Pesky, was competing, and basically the most like active people in the server were competing. So I had a feeling, hey, I can't get left behind. So how about I go give this a try as well? And
Hmm.
actually I ended up uh, enjoying the league overall. But I'm
Yeah,
overall still not really a Pokemon guy.
yeah. I mean, I don't think you hate it as much as you used to, but
Yeah, but it was a nice little thing to compete into, and I'll also compete in uh season two of the
we'll,
Metronome League. So
yeah, we'll see you for that in a couple of months.
yeah,
Well, see you in the summer. I think that's basically what we've said about when
yeah,
it's gonna happen, because that's when it's the easiest to do so.
yes,
Hmm. Because you had Clink, Love Disc, Snorlax, and Garchomp on your team. That was your
yeah,
team.
yeah, and I got 7th out of 10 with it,
Yeah, you got seventh place. What?
which it's not awful. Could be better, of course,
Mm.
but as a rookie, I'll take it.
Uh, yeah. I mean, there will be the rankings video coming out soon, so
Yeah,
you get to see where your Pokemon have finished.
where they ranked,
Yeah, where
and
they ranked.
yeah, and
But,
Clink, either Clink or Love Disc is probably gonna be bottom five.
hmm.
Because holy damn shit were they trashed throughout this tour. Oh god damn it, that's a swear.
Made, made. No, it's not. Uh, uh,
They were but they were dog shit. That's
Mid
another
stop.
sport.
Mid stop.
They were garbage in the season, so yeah. But if you couldn't tell, that's if you couldn't tell already, because if you have seen the videos, then you should be able to tell.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, did you see my team were
Yeah, yeah, that was a pretty bad one.
eh, mm, well, it is what it is, I guess. At
Yeah,
least I didn't have a Smeagol.
yeah. But you did get Plusle, Sylveon, Shuckle, and Pansear. Like,
Yeah,
so that ain't the team that you win with.
yeah. All gave me the Shuckle, but it,
Yeah.
it like
You ain't gonna you
defense
ain't.
defense is funny, but it can't attack. It
Yeah,
can't
but
attack to save
you
its life.
you ain't gonna put up a fight against Dragonite and Metagross. Like,
Yeah.
that's you're gonna lose to that.
Yes. So, anyways, what were some of your favorite moments from the Metronome League?
From the Metronome League.
Yeah.
Oh, first up was a game which unfortunately its footage was lost, but it was me against Seahawk in the second week
Yeah.
of the league. It was in the first match. Garchomp had 6% health, and the I believe Zorwork from Seahawk had like 60%.
Mm.
Garchomp was poisoned, so he would die in the next turn, but he got an insanely strong move to KO Zorwork and basically won the game for me, and it's the reason why I even won the set against him. So that
Yeah.
was pretty slick.
And
And another,
Seahawk eventually did get relegated.
yeah, and but my definite favorite moment, the definite highlight of the league, was me versus Biscuit, the second game, the Lunar Dance. Like, Snorlax,
Yeah.
with 1% health remaining, gets the U-turn. Then Garchomp fights against the Dragapult and dies. And then Snorlax comes in with his 1%. And
But
due to the Lunar Dance, heals all the way back to full
yeah.
health and
Who
and
was
beats
it that Luna danced?
I believe it was Love Disc, but
Yeah.
Snorlax back up to full health and beat the Dragapult and thus winning me the set.
Jeez, I never thought that Luna Dance would win a game.
Yeah, yeah,
Usually it's a hindrance, but this time it was a blessing.
yeah.
A
So it was
blessing in
technically so
disguise, you could say.
it was technically Lunar Blessing instead of Lunar Dance that won me the game.
Wow, you just named another move.
Yeah. Wait, I'm starting to actually know 1% of.
Yeah, because it was a very fun league to be a part of.
Yeah, it really was.
Hmm.
And
We
I didn't think I didn't know I was gonna live the day to say this, but now I do.
yeah.
Like,
we
me having fun in a Pokemon related tournament,
y-
that I was not expecting that.
yeah, I mean, sometimes you just have to give things a try and see if you actually like it.
Yeah, and it worked out, so
I mean,
that's nice.
it's fun. Metronome leagues are great because it's fun for people who don't actually know Pokemon because it's mostly random.
Yeah.
So, so yeah. Anyways, okay. Next, what are some of your favorite marble teams from any comp?
Alright, that's a tough one. My favorite team of all time is definitely Mellow Yellow from JMR. In terms of
Ah, you like
custom comps,
soda.
oh, yeah, I do like Soda, but in terms of custom comps, my favorite teams, like the team that I'm the closest attached to out of any custom comp team, is the Banana Blasters in JBL, or as I
Yeah,
call them, the Potassium Blasters. Um,
the potassium.
anyway, and then there's still like the Lemon Hats from Pesky's Marble Championship, which is another one that I'm really closely attached to. And then there's the Flamethrowers from the Marble Sports games, which is Emperor's Comp. That's another team that I'm really close attached to. Like those are my three favorite teams
Mm,
in all of custom comps, definitely.
yeah, I see. I know you also like the bright tulips and
Yeah, I
because
like pretty much my favorite team from any comp is one that I actually like them, but it's one that would appear in my top 20 favorite custom comp teams.
yeah,
Like
because I mean tulips they're yellow and they're from the
they're
Netherlands.
yellow and they're from the Netherlands, which is the icing on the cake.
Yes, as you know.
Like if a team is yellow, I pretty much instantly like it. Like there's physically no way for me to dislike a yellow team. There's
And
just no way.
there's some that you wouldn't be as fond of,
Like
but
there are a few yellow teams here and there that I'm not really a fan of, but I definitely do not hate any yellow team.
mm-hmm, as you know, I think mm, a team being yellow for you just gives them extra points.
Yeah, give some extra points.
That's the same for me with teams being pink,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. And also while we're at it, like custom counts. So like if I have to choose like some of my favorite custom comps
Yeah, I was gonna
are,
ask that.
uh, well, that's fitting. JBL is my favorite outside of JMR, of course. JBL is like super high event quality, and they've
Mm,
got 20 events a season, which really boosts it. And it's probably the comp that I'm the closest attached to. I used to be on the committee, but yeah, sad I got kicked, which was completely my own dumbass's fault. Yeah,
yeah, well,
that
I mean,
wasn't very good.
you left the server and then you
Yeah,
rejoined and you lost all your roles. So,
yeah,
you know,
so that wasn't a good thing. But some
mm,
of my other favorites are the Quadrilla Marble League, which is from Ramen Powder. Um, that is also really high quality, and it's always really fun to watch, although it is on a big delay now. Then, what I also want to mention a comp that is incredibly slept on, which you don't really watch, for to my knowledge at least, which is Tour de Endurance. It is
I,
extreme.
yeah,
I could argue that it's the most underrated custom comp, because it's really fun to watch. And
yeah,
the season, like the current season, season 3 of Tour de Endurance, it is on a big break, but it has super high quality.
yeah. I
Like it,
don't really watch it. All I know is that
yeah,
Crystal Pistol's best team.
yeah. They named the team after you.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
and it
the
begins with a K.
the
'Cause
actual best team is Team Sunrise, of course. And who can forget about the crazy chimkins? Dolphin, if
yeah.
you're watching, and I know you're watching, this one's for you.
Mhm. So, on to the next one. What are your favorite Marble League and Sand Marble Rally seasons? I'll also add in Marble One just because why not?
Alright. My favorite Marble League season is 2019, and that's a pretty popular opinion. But like 2019, 2020, and 2021 are my definite top three Marble League
Yeah.
seasons from JMR and from the entire uh, custom comp world. Like they're the three best seasons out
Yeah,
of
I
any
don't
comp
really
ever.
know what happened in 2022, but
2022 was still a good season,
yeah,
but
but
it just wasn't that like there is some bias with me disliking the Pinkies and that they won, and but it was the quality felt lower and the camera angles were pretty bad as well for quite some of the events. So
Yeah,
that's
the main
really the
problem I
problem.
had was the camera angles and the triathlon in the qualifiers.
Oh yeah, that one was really really bad. Like
Yeah.
custom comps have done a lot better than that.
Wait,
But overall, I'd still classify the season as a pretty good season.
yeah, it was pretty good. Because, like, it was the last event of the qualifiers, and I didn't even realize that Group A was happening until it finished.
Eh, yeah, it felt super anticlimactic.
Because, like, they just
Um,
went straight into it, and every other event they had like a demonstration, but or something.
yeah, yeah, and then we also have SMR. Um,
Yeah,
and SMR, my favorite SMR seasons are 2017 and 2020. 2020 is probably my favorite overall, and that's due to one major criticism I have about 2017, and that's the final race. Like
yeah,
they added race number 13,
mm,
and it wasn't even the final race. It was just additional. It had double points, and it was riggery because Quicksilver, the one who was dominantly leading up until that point, greatly suffered from it, and Dragonsack won the title instead.
mm.
Like that was really stupid, and it's honestly JMR's like it's one
They
of the few definite lowlights from JMR.
they
Like
did that with Hugh Bellino tournament 2016 as well.
yeah, like I I don't very often I'm not very often like mad with JMR. Well, unless
Yeah.
Mellow Yellow are performing poorly, but about the events itself, I'm not that mad. But the 2017 SMR finale was one of the few exceptions. Like that really drove me crazy.
Mm,
Like,
yeah. Because Hugh Bellino tournament 2016, it was between the Green Gang and Ruby Rollers, and it was originally just double points for event 8, and I think it was still the Ruby Rollers that had won it. It might have been the Green Gang, I don't actually remember. But they added 4 extra events at the end, and then the Green Gang just ran away with it.
yeah, yeah. I don't really know it well enough. Like, I didn't know about JMR back when that. Like, I discovered JMR after their channel like crashed and they had to re-upload everything. So I never actually got to see the only video they have of the Hubalino tournament 2016 is the video that just has every event.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't really know about the final event being double points back then.
hmm But I think I'm not too sure. I'm still not too sure about who was leading after event 8, but still, I don't think they should have added 4 events after it was already classified as finished.
Yeah, so that's a bit stupid, but there's not much you can do about it now.
Yeah. Okay. Next we have. Is there anything other than marble sports you particularly like?
Um, well, I'm a big fan of gaming, um,
Yeah.
which is why I always have a ton of fun in JBL game nights. Except for that certain one where it was me being a freaking dumbass and misunderstanding the meaning of animation in the Gothic
Yeah.
phone game night. Um,
Yeah. That clip is.
yeah, but I overall like the JBL game nights. I like the variety of games. I'm overall more of a Nintendo guy, a Mario
Same.
guy. Like my
I'm and yeah, I'm a Nintendo person, but mainly it's Mario for that. But I'm
yeah,
more
same.
Sonic. I like Sonic a lot more.
Yeah, Mario like. One of my favorite game of all time is probably Super Mario 64. Um, was from the Nintendo 64. I don't actually have a
Uh,
Nintendo 64, but I can play it through the Switch.
oh,
It's a
3D All Stars.
uh,
Did
it's a phenomenal game. It's like it's I can't think of a flaw in this game at all. It's
Mario
like
64, right? Yeah.
I absolutely advise you to play because it's a super nostalgic game. That's one thing,
Uh, yeah,
and
I
it's
also have
super fun.
3D All Stars. I prefer Galaxy though.
Yeah, I've never played Galaxy, but it looks like a great game as well.
Mm, yeah,
And then I'm also a big fan of the Mario Kart series, which
yeah,
is my favorite spin-off. Mario Kart
okay,
8 Deluxe is my favorite Mario Kart game still, but
yeah.
they're all pretty good. Even the first game of the series is
Mm,
not awful in my
mm,
opinion.
mm-hmm.
Although,
Mario Party as well.
yeah,
Pretty fun.
Mario Party is really good as well. Yeah.
uh,
I
that well,
I
mm,
love Mario games.
yeah. I've seen other companies try to do a Mario Party, but like be the same, do the same style as it, but it just doesn't really work out. Sonic Shuffle, but you know,
uh, yeah, I'm not a big Sonic guy, but Sonic is a pretty cool character.
yeah, Sonic very. The Sonic though has amazing soundtracks. That's the soundtracks though.
Mm. I'm more of I'm personally a big fan of the Mario Kart music. Like
Mm.
I listen I listen to it for hours because some Mario Kart pieces are just so good
I
that
that's the
you
same
can't get
for
enough of it.
me, but with Sonic music, because Sonic music is just really good.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like uh, I just like music in general.
Yeah, music's pretty fun.
Yeah. If we're speaking actual like vocal artists in the industry, then I like Alec Benjamin a lot, if you probably know that.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, yes. But you know, some of my favorite songs from him are probably like it's tough to choose really, but I really like Boy in the Bubble and If I Killed Someone for You.
Mm.
But there are other things too.
Yeah.
And finally, is there anything you would like to say to the audience?
To be honest, I really cannot think of much. Like I don't really know what I should say. Um, since I don't know, I don't know what I should say. All I can say to the audience is that keep on spinning,
Yes, keep on spinning.
keep on spinning, and marble comps are amazing. So
Yes.
I recommend that you
Check
watch
out
them.
the Acacia League if you haven't. It's on this
Yeah,
channel. It's
yeah,
literally,
it's
I
on
mean,
the channel.
it's
It's
shameless, but
right there.
it's on hiatus right now. But
Yeah,
it is. Hopefully, it returns soon.
yeah, and
Hopefully.
also watch MMG and JBL
Hmm.
and QML and every single comp because custom comps are what basically what makes the community.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
obviously watch JMR because they're the root of all the
Yes.
custom comps.
Watch. Yeah.
Yeah,
You need. If you watch Marble Sports, eh, then and if you don't watch JMR, I am questioning how that's even happened.
yeah,
What? Because JMR is like the central hub of this.
yeah.
Anyways, bye everyone. Keep on
Uh,
spinning.
keep on spinning.